Alrighty, and you're ready to go whenever you are.
I'm ready.
Alright, you're live.
So, hi. Okay. I don't know how to.
Well, I suppose you should introduce the category, huh?
Yeah, we need one. Someday. I need a Sega Genesis first.
So yeah, this is Cave Story plus 100%.
Exactly. 100% has kind of some story to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, despite this game is being kind of old, the category is quite recent.
Yeah.
I'm
100%
going-
hasn't existed officially until like a couple weeks ago.
Yep. Okay, but now it's the moment to show them around. We got through the Curry Story incentive. So we're going to play the game as Curly Brace. My favorite character in the entire game, aside from every other character, who also is my
Yeah,
favorite.
well. So Curly Story doesn't actually bring any functional differences. It's just that she'll quip in every so often in dialogue. So it plays exactly the same as the normal game, but is very marginally slower in the Switch version.
Yep. The Switch version has a lot of conveniences. So I'm ready to begin.
Alright.
I'm going to wait. So are we ready to start? Okay, if you're ready to start, then I'm going to.
Yeah, I'm good to go.
Okay, so time starts in 3. Okay, time starts in 3, 2, 1, go.
Here we go.
Yeah, the start of the game is very simple. We're going to go collect our first weapon and make sure to not die to that spike. That spike is very important. It's probably the most important spike in the entire game. Every single runner that dies to it at some point.
Yeah.
In the meantime, we're gonna go our first weapon for a start. This is very much a Metroid-inspired game. It's not quite a Metroidvania, but it shares a lot of its traits. We're going to use a lot of weapons, a lot of shooting, a lot of jumping, and a couple of other abilities we're gonna get in the meantime. We're going to also collect every single heart capsule, every single missile expansion, every single collectible item, no matter its usefulness, including some very stupid ones that you're gonna see very
Yeah,
soon.
some very silly ones.
In the meantime, we're gonna do some basic explanations on the movements. Curly jumps very, very fast. However, her traction is kind of slow when she is in midair, so we are going to prefer to turn directions on ground. We also did a very little exploit there for water physics. Water greatly slows down our movement, so instead of just letting it walk very slowly there, as soon as I land into the water, I jump again and I can conserve my speed.
Yeah, your momentum carries through as you enter water, but as soon as you, well, in theory, as soon as you touch the ground, it slows down, but if you jump at the right time, it won't.
Yep, we skip the first boss in the run. We're going to beat pretty much every boss but 2 of them.
So
Then we're
cutscene
gonna-
skipping is a thing exclusive to the Switch version, so that
Yeah,
speeds
it's one
up
of
the entire game.
It's one of the 100 things that make this version the fastest version so far.
Yeah.
We're going to jump off these mushies. Hopefully they will help us and not hinder us, because that happens way too often.
Yeah, these mushrooms can easily kill a run if they're in the wrong spots.
Yeah, if they are in the right spots though, the boosting can be really useful, especially since some of them also count as platforms. So as long as I input a jump in the right moment, I can get even higher of a boost by them. This key. Activate this.
So we're also getting the map system here for a damage boost later in the run.
Yeah, right now I'm gonna go kill that elephant and collect those Doritos, those small triangles, which of course they are Doritos. What else they could possibly be? They grant us experience. We're going to collect enough experience to get our machine gun to our Polar Star, rather, to level 2. I'm spoiling the run. That was very good RNG. I'm going to kill as many as I can so I can collect them all. It's also worth mentioning that if I get hit, I'm going to lose experience and potentially could level my weapons down. That's going to be very important later.
We at least want to have the Polar Star to level 3 at the end of a quarter here.
We get here a cutscene, and here we're gonna do a little damage boost in order to get that part much faster. The other way around could be to take the door that you can see below and go through some platforming, which isn't too difficult, but this saves a couple seconds. I also need to be wary of that white hedgehog thing. It can one-hit kill me.
Yeah, Sonic down there is a bit of a problem.
Yeah, Silver the Hedgehog is kind of difficult to deal with. And then, of course, I go all rebel and go super near it. I leave my left to the limit, okay? Oh no, that wasn't a very
Oh
good
wow,
round.
you barely evaded Sonic there.
Yeah. Imagine following Sonic. Who could do that? I don't like
it's
Sonic.
never
actually.
happened, man.
Yeah, I'm faster than Sonic. We are gonna grab the missiles now. We could grab it before or after the upcoming boss fight, but I grabbed them here before because I wanna reset the experience so I can safely farm for level 3. We approach this section, we jump here. We input the code we received earlier, and we're gonna prepare for the first boss fight in the game. So this is Igor. Say hi to Igor, people.
Pretty simple
I'm gonna
boss. All he does
Yeah,
is,
it's
all he does
Yeah.
is basically punch a couple times and then he breathes a wave of death.
yeah. Here we are making use of yet another switch exclusive mechanic. We are strafing. If we hold one of our triggers, we can just face a direction and move in another, which is once again switch exclusive. That makes some bosses a breeze, just like
Yeah.
you saw with Igor. So we rescued that little Mimigan named Sue, and now we're heading back to the corridor. This is a good time to read donations if there are any.
Yeah, sure. If I can bring that up.
In the meantime, it's worth mentioning that, well, Cave Story was released in 2004 for PC. The free world version can still be downloaded completely free, completely legally. And the game has received several releases for Wii, DS, 3DS, pretty much every single platform under the sun.
Yeah, honestly, if you have a system now, you probably have something that can run Cave Story.
Yeah, you absolutely can. And the game is about to be 15-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be old enough to drink really soon.
Well, maybe in your country, not.
Okay, so our little friend Sue was captured. They want to trade her for Toroko, the Mimiga who got kidnapped earlier. And that's kind of bad. So we're going to try to save her. We're going to go to Grasstown, one of the best locations in the game. Don't obey the text there. This location is called Grasstown. Anyway, as you can see here, the terrain is kind of different from what you found in the corridor. It not only is green, it's also very sloped. which is kind of bad because all weapons shoot straight forward in a single direction and then don't bounce. However, we're going to solve that problem very soon because we're going to grab one of the best weapons for early run, which is the Fireball. Care to explain what the Fireball does, Thunder?
Right, so the Fireball has a limit of 3 shots on screen. It just basically bounces along the ground.
Yeah, it's pretty much a Fireball from Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah. Except far more useful.
Yeah, the main since it bounces off the ground and it doesn't, and it also has a piercing mechanic. So if you land the final hit on an enemy with it, it's going to keep the shot is going to keep going.
Yep.
Which means it can hit several enemies at once.
And at its highest level, I think it has the highest DPS at the moment.
Yep.
Chaco's lipstick does count towards 100%. If it can be in your inventory, it counts towards 100%.
Yeah, of course. That's one of the 3 reasons this category exists, after all.
Yeah.
I'm going to quote the other 2 later, when we get to them.
To note, there are some mutually exclusive items. So items you can have only in place of another, if that makes sense. Those don't count for 100% because you can only have so many items.
Yeah, the category expands more about all items locations rather than actually having all items, which is outright impossible.
Yeah. So, since Akira already spoiled the machine gun, there are several other upgrades to the Polar Star as well. And obviously those don't count because you can't get them.
Yeah, here we're going to do a little sequence break. Because we are supposed to use that jellyfish dice that we get from the big Metroid there in order to put down the fire at Chaco's fireplace and make it faster. However, that's slow and we don't have a lot of time.
Yeah.
I want to go keep watching the rest of Power Rapid Fight, so of course I don't have much time. So instead, we're gonna do a very important skip.
This is our first big damage boost of the run. We did one in Egg Quarter as well, but slightly smaller one.
I'm gonna take it safe, just in case. Gonna flip here again, because this bed is very comfy, and it will restore all my health. I'm gonna move this one here, and here. Okay, not yet. And here it comes. There we go.
Nice.
Okay, so yeah, explain it.
Okay. So we open the map system after we get hit the first time, because that refreshes our hitbox. So we can get hit again and boost further up. And that allows us to get above Chaco's house without having to use the jellyfishes, which we will need later.
Yeah, that saves. I counted the other day. That saves like 2 minutes of backtracking.
Yeah.
It's very good. So we are going to grab this key here and notice we can open this keyhole because we're gonna have yet another fight.
For the record, having to open the map system is exclusive to basically the Plus versions of the game. In freeware and also in 3DS, you don't have to. You just have to pause the game, and then your hitbox will refresh.
Yeah, and it's kind of difficult in 3D because you need to pause the game with the start menu instead of opening the inventory, which is the traditional way.
Yeah.
However, it works very much the same. We quickly dispatch Bar 2 because you can see how useful the Fireball is.
Yeah, its DPS is insane, especially compared to even level 3 Polar Star.
To approach this section, grab a couple missiles here. Land here and get another important key. And we're gonna go visit one boss, except not. We grab this little thing. And oh no, boss fight!
Huzzah.
Oh yeah, I can just leave.
Appreciate all the huzzahs in chat.
Nice.
Is it just me, or am I dumb? Because I forget the gum key all the time.
No, you're not the only one.
Okay, thank God.
I once forgot to like. What's the item I forgot once? I forgot to return Mr. Little.
Oof.
I forgot to pick up the Iron Mount once.
Oh,
I
no.
forgot a lot of important items. We're going to get some health here. So, if RNG allows us, we're going to do a very cool setup. So this is the next big boss of the run, Bullfrog, and he spawns those little frogs that help us damage clip through him.
Yeah. So Balfrog here is probably he's easily the most dangerous fight in the game for quite a while. Because Balfrog itself will do 5 damage. The little frogs will do 1. His projectiles will do 4. It's very easy to just get hit by a stray projectile and die.
Yep. And there we go. That was the quickest route to kill Bullfrog.
That's pretty good.
And we are ready to go get the bomb. We need to blow that door to pieces. And from there, we'll just leave this section. This is another good spot for donations.
Yeah, thankfully, the backtracking in the Switch version at least stops basically at Bushlands. From here, it's essentially all progress.
Yep.
She has not saved at all and won't for a while. Well, actually, you might, because you might be playing it safe for.
Yeah, I know, and I have a very good saving spot later because yeah, dying in this game reloads my last save file, which we haven't made one of.
Yeah, it would be just the start of the game. I'm surprised you
Yeah,
didn't save before Balfrog, though. I absolutely would have.
Yeah, that ruffle was kind of risky. Okay, before we leave this part, we're gonna do one more thing. It involves picking up another final jellyfish dice, and you might ask yourself, why are you going to get another one? You're not going to get back to this area anytime soon, right? And you're right. But I need it for a late game trick when I'm done getting every single item in the run.
You'll find out in about 30, 40 minutes. Why we need more jellyfish juice.
Okay, die, Metroid! I had to use missiles on it. That's kind of brilliant. It's a big deal. We don't use missiles much until the very end of the run.
Yeah, there's not that many fights where you use missiles, really.
Yep. There are communities here and there, and also they are going to shield us from losing experience in more useful weapons.
It's mostly just used to damage boost so we don't lose levels on Polar Star Fireball.
Okay, we're heading to the Sandstone, and we're gonna meet a very important character. You might recognize him from somewhere. I'm not entirely sure where. Yeah, he seems to be in a game called Cave Story or something. Maybe he's a cameo.
Yeah, maybe.
And once again, we're gonna show ourselves the power of strafing by just standing right next to him. And
That's my favorite fight. You just unload.
there we go. Here we got the machine gun. That's a very, very important item. We're going to get a bunch of important items in this section. For example, this one.
Machine gun pales in comparison, though.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. Invisible walls, and there we have it.
The most important item.
In the entire run. The entire reason 100% exists. We're also going to get this doggy. You cannot pet the dog in Cave Story, sadly. However, you can carry the dog with you, and we're gonna carry. Yeah, I don't know what to do. And we're going to carry several dogs at once, as you'll see very soon. So my first goal is to remove those stones there so I can make my way to the lower part of Sandzone. I'm also going to farm a little some Doritos so I can get Machine Gun to level 3, and you'll ask yourself, well, obviously you need more damage. However, Machine Gun has also a very interesting property at level 3, which we're going to exploit a lot.
Yeah.
That's the whole reason we get Machine Gun in this run.
Yeah, is the core reason.
Yeah, don't spoil the game! Speaking of course.
I didn't I didn't realize.
A couple more guns from there. He'll switch to Fireball again. And quickly dispatch those angry suns looking at us. And here we're going to approach the tutorial boss of the game. The first tutorial boss of the game. We are gonna fight Misery? No, not yet. Hi, Omega. Omega is kind of... Omega tries his hardest. However,
He
it's
tried.
still Omega.
Bless their heart.
Yeah, Pixel has tried to remake this boss so many times. It's also in Kero Blaster and it's just a sissy.
Yeah.
He just kind of gave up because in Kero Blaster it's like the first boss you fight.
Oh really? I haven't played Kero
Yeah.
Blaster.
You should, it's a very good game. So that was Omega.
It is pretty cheap.
Yeah. You can see those crocs that land next to me when I jump from those sand pits. They are quite dangerous. They can very easily level down my machine gun, so I'm going to be careful to avoid them.
As long as you keep moving, they basically can't hit you. But
Yep.
in certain parts of Sandzone, that can be pretty difficult.
I can then remove them by just shooting them, and while they are in the cooldown animation, they won't spawn. Now we can finally remove those stuns. As you can see, I'm carrying 2 dogs right now.
That's
That's
another
yet
thing
an-
exclusive to Switch.
Exactly. You can carry all 5 dogs at once, and we're getting them ahead of time because we're going to be asked to return those dogs later.
They also moved one of the dogs for convenience in the Switch version. Sandzone was like the worst area with the best music in the original game, but now it's the best area with the best music.
I think you're misspelling Outer Wall.
Which, okay, you're right. Okay, best area, second best area with second
With the
best music.
no, best area with the second best music.
I don't know, I like Ottawa in general too.
Oh,
But then again, I suppose I like torture and just mashing constantly.
true, you're the guy who mashes. Okay, there we got the machine gun level 3, and this is what it does! It allows us
Yeah.
to fly! We're going to use that a whole lot to skip some platforming sections. Like here. We got another dog. We quickly drop down. And once again, we strafed for no reason. Because that's important. If you're not joining strafing, then why are you running to this very fast?
Yeah, honestly.
Now we're gonna go return the dogs.
And with no context, Curly is just going around Sandzone, collecting dogs for no apparent reason.
Other than returning to this old lady.
Well, yeah, but we don't know them yet. We haven't
Yeah.
met them. We're just collecting dogs.
But
I mean,
that's
they don't
fine.
seem to mind though, so I mean,
Also, they attacked her. Valerie's a mini. We got a very important item from here, the life pot. The life pot can fully restore my health. However, it will only do so once. And then it will disappear. It's a consumable I can only use one time. So I'm going to be very careful to use it at a very specific moment in the run. Ideally, we don't use it at all. However, bad stuff can happen.
well, you do get 2 in the run. Well, you can get 2 in the run if you need them. Because if you use this one before Plantation, you'll get another.
Don't spoil the game, dude.
Just say.
Imagine watching a speedrun and be careful about the spoilers. We're going to do another save just for safety here, because we're going to face a very important boss. Do you remember that Toroko girl that got kidnapped once? We're going to have to fight her. Very sadly. This is not good. This is very not good.
It's a exact fight.
This is the saddest fight in the entire game.
Yeah, by far.
I should mention that machine gun holds the shooting, so I can just press the button and it will be okay. For Firebolt we mash, which I'm not yet that good at. We also got a we lost Toroko and got a very important weapon and got teleported to the labyrinth because this game goes really fast.
Yeah. Machine
So
gun
we
does
just-
have an ammo limit though, so you can
Yeah.
only fire, well, it's 100 ammo. So that's replenished over time.
Yeah, eventually it can run out. So what we are doing here is that we got teleported to the labyrinth and we're going to open that door, and once again we're going to show ourselves the power of machine gun.
The Turco fight is quite dangerous though. If you lose level 3 machine gun, this area is a pain.
Yeah, you have to do some rather tricky platforming, which is why machine gun is so convenient. However, we also got a very important weapon here, the blade.
Oh, the blade, the best weapon.
Yeah, that's...
Remember the great DPS of the fireball? It does like 6 damage, I think, at level
Level
3.
three?
3 damage? Okay. Yeah, the blade does 15?
15 in level 1, 18 in level 2.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane. And if you're close to some... Okay, so the downside, you can only have one on screen at a time. If you're inside your enemy, that's not really a problem though.
Yeah, but the main thing that makes it tricky is that not only it requires a lot of experience to carry to level 1 or level 2, is that at level 3, it completely changes its behavior and it
it's-
becomes a
not-
very spready shot, which can kill a lot of offense warrior enemies fine, but it's has very low DPS.
Yeah.
So we are going to try to manage not getting hit with having to keep our weapon at level 2. And it takes a lot of experience to keep it level 2, especially if we get hit a lot. Once again, we use the machine gun to keep some sections here, and we come to get this cure medicine, and here we fight not Balrog.
I still don't fully understand why this is a thing. Yes, the water physics, the visual water physics are new in the Switch release. They're completely visual though.
Yeah, they are also a Keystore Switch exclusive, as you cannot find them in any other version.
As are
Well,
the
pretty-
lighting effects in the background.
Yep. So we are going to deliver the medicine. We're going to talk to our friend, to our unnamed friend.
I think his name is Cave Story, actually.
Yeah, I think it's Mr. Traveler.
Yeah, no, you're right. No, I'm sorry, it's Mr. Traveler.
So once again, we're gonna use machine gun here to ease our way through some platforming.
Also, we got the turbocharger. That basically makes the machine gun even more broken. So it's...
Yeah, it dramatically speeds up how fast the machine gun reloads when I'm
Yeah.
not shooting it. Also, why is there a boss fight here? I can't see any boss. Oh, there it is. Meet Monster X, one of the most infamous bosses in the entire game.
This is the one people seem to have a lot of trouble with when they first get to.
And I can blame them. This
Yeah,
can
it's
actually be a very
really
hard
hard.
boss fight. However, we're going to show a couple of strats here. As you can see, we're using blades, so we can hit those weak points. And we're also gonna borrow a page from the original game right now with one of the strats from the World Record runs. We stand here, we stand very, very close here, and and that's barely enough to get to hit the...
See just how insane Blade is and how much damage it can do.
Yeah, we are pretty much melting the boss under the nail.
This is kind of how most bosses are gonna go from here on out.
And there we go. That was Monster X.
That's it.
Now comes one of the most important decisions in the game. It might not look as such, but it is. It very much is. So Professor Booster is going to drop from that part, and we are going to heroically ignore them.
Just ignore the man in need. Who cares? Just leave him to die.
Now we need to move this stone, but we can move it. We are strong enough. But their battle shows up, and I'm going to melt his face with the blade, and this is where Strafing is super broken. We are not with the fight, but with the work for us. We got the super missile launcher. We're going to save just in case. Here we're going to use a lot of machine gun momentum in order to avoid some stuff.
I've been watching this for 28 minutes and somehow I'm still disoriented that we're playing as Curly.
Yeah, in this part, in both versions of the game, your partner is there to help you. We also got a very important item earlier, which we didn't see much. That's the Arms Failure, which means we are losing less experience per hit we take, which is kind of handy.
Yeah.
It makes damage boosting much safer, which we are going to do a lot of later. It also means we are not gonna lose enough experience on C hits.
This can be a very dangerous area, by the way, because there's a lot of enemies, a lot of projectiles, and not a ton of good places to get health.
Yeah. Health drops are not guaranteed, they have some chance to it. To them. Also, the game can drop missiles instead of health or experience, and of course we need experience too.
Yeah, generally you want to see health and experience. Missiles, you don't really use.
We made it past the section, and here comes the final boss of the game.
Yeah,
I'm
we're already
pretty sure
here,
it's the final boss in the game.
Yeah, we're already here.
Yeah. Is it? Yeah, pretty sure it is. It has to be. I mean, look how protected it is.
You're way ahead of estimate. Whoa. Where did you say so much time?
Yeah, I have no idea what could possibly go wrong here. Okay, we're gonna do a very interesting thing here, very similar to what we did at the start in Mimiga Village. We're going to try to keep momentum, this time with... I didn't get it. I'm gonna get it on the way back, hopefully. We are going to try to keep momentum with machine guns, so we don't have to land, because as soon as we land from the underwater stuff, it's when we start losing speed. There we go. That saves several seconds, believe it or not. And we're going to face the final boss of the game, not before grabbing a very important item. I hope you like ropes.
You better like ropes if you're gonna play Cave Story.
Yeah. Oops. There we go. Okay, so what could be here? Here's one of the best boss fights in the entire game, the core fight.
So good. That's trippy if it's the final boss.
Yeah. Of course it is final boss, what else could it be? Okay, so we're gonna stand here and spam blade at it, so it takes as much damage as we can deal with it. Okay, and we're very close to be done with this boss. There we go, we finished the boss, and wait, what's happening? There's no exit here. Did I miss something? Oh no! No. This can be happening. We have an escape. Thunder, what's going on?
You're dead. You're dead. That's what's going on.
No.
You've just drowned. Congratulations.
And they're having the most sad part of the game. Our friend died for us.
Yeah, Mr. Traveler's dead.
He's going to be better. Don't worry.
Yeah, no, he'll be fine. He might be dead, but he'll be okay.
Yeah, he might be there, but he'll be okay. I'm going to make sure he's okay. It's required for 100%. And no, don't worry. We are not even close to being done with this game.
No. You got one more boss.
We have a lot of bosses. But we have the boss right now. Very soon. So this is the living waterway. As you can see, there's a lot of water, so you'd expect movement to be very slow. However, you can, if you are paying attention, you will notice that in the bottom there are water currents that push us very fast. Here we're going to make use of Machinga momentum in order to give ourselves some boosts both up and down.
Mr. Traveler also gave us their air tank, so now we will no longer drown.
Yep, now we can breathe. It's a very serious risk to die at running in Cave Story, especially for casual players. We're going to get to this hut, which is going to help us make our friend recover. Just leave in this bed, we'll let him rest. We read this notebook and now we know how to repair them, which is what we're gonna do right now.
Very convenient that this was set up specifically here with all the information we needed.
Yeah, and here comes one of the most important and most tense moments in the run.
Yeah.
The upcoming boss fight. I don't hate this kind of a joke in best ending runs. However, in order to acquire an item from him, we need to defeat him without taking any damage whatsoever. I'm going to need some quiet in this section. Wish me luck.
Good luck.
Almost.
Doing well.
Just some more. Oh no. Oh, that was way too risky. Yeah, Arcade is pretty much pure RNG.
Yeah.
We can manipulate the boss itself, however, we cannot manipulate his spawns. And there we go!
Nice. Nice. So for that we get the alien medal, which does absolutely nothing. There's no point in getting it.
Yeah, that's the entire reason why nobody else runs 100%, except Thunderset, who holds world record for some weird reason.
Because I like torture, what can I say?
Okay, remember that man we decided to not help? He's here, he's fine, and he gave us a very important item, which is the Booster 2.0.
Yeah.
This item lets us just fly through the air.
This is the most useful item in the game, by far. No, second most, Code Spanish.
Yeah, also it's very, very fast. It's very consistent. We can move in all 4 cardinal directions. There we pulled a little technique called booster sliding, where we can keep booster speed as long as we enter and exit ground immediately, which can be done by sliding out of ground or other techniques. Let's help us keep booster speed, because booster speed is our max airspeed. And now comes another very, very important skip. There we go!
Nice.
Okay, so I have to explain it. So what's supposed to happen there is that as soon as I grab those missiles, a boss fight spawns. However, we made it not happen simply by going fast enough that the game never actually got to the trigger for them. That saves about 2 minutes of the fight because that fight is very, very slow with our current equipment. And we are heading to the outer wall. We're going to take a very small detour to visit those little this. Oof!
What, did
Wow!
you almost die? Oh lord.
No, I didn't. But
Okay.
that was close. I saved it. Yeah, here we're gonna use a combination of booster and machine gun to climb the outer wall. We're gonna grab one item here and memorize its locations for a couple of reasons. First off, it has the best track in the entire game and one of the best video game soundtracks of all time. Second, because we're gonna go here 3 times, 2 up and 1 down. That house we visited is going to be very important later.
Moonsong really is just like the best song in any game. It's so good.
Yeah, this is the original version, which is just incredibly impactful. This is
Yeah.
like the part of Key Story that makes people understand how good this game is. And we are going to head to the concentration plantation. Yeah, it's a plantation. It's no more than that. And
That's why it's called the plantation.
yeah, we're going to talk to this Mimiga twice. And now we are in the plantation. Okay, that's the title team.
Whoa. So next boss we fight. Final boss.
I mean, we were not fighting a boss in a very long while.
That's true, but now we're at the part with the area thing. So next boss has to be this one.
Yeah.
That's how video games work.
Okay, so we talked to that Mimiga with a fishing rod because they like fishing, and he's going to grab a very important item for us. Usually when there are spikes, we can approach them, but our friendly neighbor got them for us. We're going to take the teleport and be immediately stopped. We got a very important letter here. I'm going to read it by spamming the B button very fast.
You do have to read this letter, by the way.
Yeah, it's
It's a
important.
magical letter.
Yeah, it has some very important properties. Most notably, it allows me to enter a secret hideout here. I'm going to take a small detour to grab another important item. There we go.
And that's most of Plantation cleared out.
Yeah, Plantation itself doesn't have a lot of items.
It's honestly really nice, because this is after so much stressful stuff in the run.
Yeah, this is one of the most relaxing parts in the run. We're going to talk to the scientist woman with green hair, Momorin. We are going to tell her we are not busy, and she's going to ask us to get some stuff for her. Sadly, the Mimigas won't talk to us unless we are Mimigas, so we're wearing a Mimiga mask right now. But in exchange for this, she took our booster. Luckily, we have machine gun, which is very broken.
Yeah, really, it's not that much of a nerf.
I mean, if you didn't have machine gun, this part is actually kind of a decent platforming challenge.
Yeah.
We grab this thing. And we fall down because, of course, I forgot I didn't have booster. Drop this. And we jump back to where she is, so we can give her one of the items she needs. She also needs us to talk to a Mimiga named Etho. Who could that possibly be? Oh, right, that was the first Mimiga I saw when I entered the plantation.
Yeah.
That's very convenient. That's why it's important that we talk to him twice, because he only says his name the first time. and we need to know his name beforehand.
Naturally.
We got the controller, which is an item a thing he made because he's a talented engineer. He also happens to be a human who got magically transformed into a Minilla.
On that note, we haven't mentioned that we're a robot.
Oh yeah, we can mention it's a robot game.
Us and Mr. Traveler are both robots. That's a little bit important, I think.
Yeah, I mean, games about robots are very good games. We're going to ask for our Booster 2.0 back. We're going to equip it again. And I wonder where Mr. Traveler is.
Not
Oh, there he is.
conveniently. He's here.
Oh, he doesn't remember me. Oh no. Luckily, there's a solution for us. We're going to make him some mushroom stew.
Yeah,
And
mushroom is a natural amnesiac cure.
Yeah. And I wonder where are mushrooms? All right, in the village.
That's when
So
the game asks you to remember a lot of stuff from the beginning.
Yeah, this is where we're going to do some cleanup. For starters, we're going to grab one of the missing life capsules.
And it's also when we're going to figure out why we got that third jellyfish juice back in Bushland.
Yep. In Grasstown.
Grass time, yeah.
There we go. And that's the final weapon of the game, the bubbler. Sadly, that's not unusual.
This is the most useless weapon in the game. All it does is shoot bubbles. You can imagine how effective it is.
I mean, it's an okay game. It's an okay weapon in casual, but we get it
Oh, yeah.
hopelessly late.
It's somewhat helpful in like the last part of Sand Zone level 3, but
And we have some Geopardy here right now. You got some music with me? Yes. Yes. No. Yes. Yes. No. We get an item, and turns out this mushroom has been scamming us. So here's another boss fight. The Minion boss fight can be very annoying, mostly because he drops a lot of very random stuff. He's basically a Pokemon. He uses Iron Head, Rock Slide, and Substitute. Here's Substitute, for example.
if you're gonna learn one thing from Cave Story, it's to never trust mushrooms.
Yeah, mushrooms are not to be trusted.
No.
Also, this boss is invulnerable to the blade, to our best
Right,
weapon.
it's so annoying!
Which is why we are using Machine Gun to beat it. Otherwise, of course, I could be using... There we go.
You don't know how much it hurts this boss is immune to blade until you have no other good weapons, and in desperation try the blade, and then just cry.
Yeah, this boss is completely immune to it, which is kind of good. It will also be very difficult to beat with blades since it jumps so much.
Yeah.
We are going to take, we're going to go back to the plantation. We got the mushroom, and we're gonna feed it to our friend. So he remembers his name. And maybe we will remember it too. There we go. His name is what?
Yeah.
And he says that one line, and that's the single line this character says in the entire game.
It's basically the extent of Quart's vocal character.
Yeah, Quote is not very much of a talkative person, which is why Curly's story is very interesting, because Curly is very much a talkative person.
Yeah, they talk quite a bit.
So we're going to take one more detour to do one side quest. Pretty much I remember when I went to the Little's house and I took a very small detour in the graveyard so I could talk to someone. Well, that's Mr. Little, which his family has been missing for a couple days. We went to a party and didn't come back.
A party in a graveyard?
Yeah, of course. He's partying with the mushrooms.
Sure,
Like,
okay, fair enough.
spam your mushies, everyone.
Look, even if you don't trust mushrooms, you gotta acknowledge they know how to party.
Yeah, they know how to party very much. Which is why that part you couldn't enter like that cemetery early, because they were having a party, you know.
So the reason we returned Little Man in the first place is one, because it's a quest and it's sort of inherently would have to be completed 100%, but also it lets you get the Nemesis, which is a weapon you can get in exchange for the blade. That's bad/good.
It's one of the most interesting weapons in the game because it twists the concept of level ups. That weapon gets worse the more level it gets.
Yeah, it's quite good at level 1, and then it shoots ducks at level 3.
Yeah, level 1 is borderline broken, but in level 3 it shoots ducks. And the other problem is that it levels up instantly.
Yeah,
with
very instantly.
Okay, so we're almost done with to get to the final section of the game. We're going to talk to this dog. And now we are very close to be done. So this platform drop. We boarded the rocket, and now we're going to approach the final part of the game, which is as difficult as it sounds.
So that's also the dog that will give you another life pot if you used yours before now.
Yeah, luckily I didn't, which is good because it's in the life pot is all yourself.
And now last cave, which can be a very stressful area. Mainly at the end.
Yeah, the end contains a lot. You also noticed probably that a black weapon drew to my blue, which means all my weapons reset to level 1. That's kind of inconvenient.
At least we have the blade, though.
Yeah, that's a very good property of the blade. We're also going to use some experience here to level up missiles, which we're going to use in a later section.
So there are 2 last caves as well. There's one, the one you're seeing now that you get if you have Booster 2.0. If you saved Booster, well, quote-unquote save Booster in the labyrinth when he fell, you'd get the 0.8, and that would lock you out of the best ending and give you the bad last cave, the apparent last cave, I guess.
Yeah, that's one of the main reasons why we get Booster 2.0, because the best ending also has some exclusive items, which means we are kind of forced to go get it. We're also farming experience here, and here we got to the tutorial boss fight of the game. This is very simple.
Many tutorial boss fights.
Yeah, this is a true tutorial boss fight.
Yeah, this is a tutorial on how to use the blade properly.
And we should have barely enough experience to get missiles to level 3, which is going to be very good for us. Also going to use the fireball a bit here because it's highly spammable and it kills most enemies surprisingly in one of the very last areas in the game.
Yeah.
And unlike Blade, it has much better range.
Poor Bubbling. Every weapon sees usage in the last areas, except for it.
And we made it through last cave.
Nice. So that end section of last cave is very scary because there's so many instant kill crushers.
Yeah, those drums can very much instantly kill you. We're going to take a very small detour here to showcase one of the least known areas of the game. So if we ride this wall all the way up, which we can do with Booster 2.0, or well, any booster or Machingo level 3, we get to this little hut which has a lot of experience capsules and a lot of missiles and a lot of health. We don't care about the health now because we already got plenty, but this is very useful to get all our weapons to respectable levels, which is very convenient.
In casual, this is so important.
Yeah, we now have Machingo level 3, which is very good. And we're going to head to the boss gauntlet. Here we're gonna fight 3 bosses at once. Misery is probably the easiest of the bunch. We're just going to start underneath her. Nice for that spawn, Misery. Her movement is completely RNG, however, her pattern is not. She's going to do pretty much the same thing. She's just going to teleport at us and then attack with something. Just from it so I can collect some experience to make sure I have a single level 3 for the entire battle.
Yeah, the good thing about Misery as well is that they'll spawn bats that you can grind to get experience and health if you lose any during this fight.
Yeah, it's very easy to just end up this fight. Even you could even use it to farm in some cases. We want because that's kind of slow. And there we go. The Misery fight is over.
1 out of 4 fights technically.
Yeah, 1 of 4 fights. Here comes the second fight in the game, and once again, Blade is going to be our best friend. Friendship ended with Matingan. Blaze is now my best friend.
Poor thing. At least he got more use than the bubbling now.
Okay, my RNG for the Doctor was pretty bad. Once again, he teleports with pretty much only RNG. Which is very bad. And here we're gonna use missiles to destroy the second form of the Doctor. There we go. He is done. But we still have 1 more boss fight, and those of you who are familiar with Keep Story probably know which one it is. This is the core rematch. The Undead Core. Once again, Blade is our friend. We're going to manipulate this critter here so we can just spam Blade through them.
So now this is the final boss.
Almost. You wish it was the final boss, but we're not running normal ending. We run with 100% for a reason, man. And that's what that we like suffering.
Yeah, we like fighting Ironhead and having it be strangely stressful.
As you can see, there are many enemy drops, and the battle can be very stressful. Luckily for us, we have Blade, and
yeah, Blade is your best friend in these last fights.
also Misery helps by spawning some enemies.
You can also
Okay,
grind in this fight if
Now
you
the
need
core
to.
is gonna stay open, and there we go.
That's it.
That was the Undead Core fight. And of course, everyone who has ever heard of Key Story and has completed it knows what comes next. The big finale of the run.
They're asking you to show the sign at the beginning of the next area, by the way.
Yeah, I actually should. But I'm in good pace, so I keep going. We save here because of course we do, and here we go. Welcome to Hell.
Welcome to hell.
This is a best ending exclusive area of the game, which of course we need because there are items hidden here. Once again, we got an experience reset, which means we don't have any fancy weapons. We are going to have to do a lot of platforming. Hey, my friend is here. What is here? We're going to fight this part together. Those blocks are completely random and they deal 10 HP of damage, no matter their size. The angels, the boots, on the other hand, deal just 5, so I'm going to try to get hit by them instead of by the rocks.
This is the room that can either make or break a hell run, because if you take a lot of damage in here, you're kind of just screwed.
We made it through the room. We also need to unlock those doors. Of course, everything here is trying to kill us, so if we get too close to those doors, they explode and they deal damage. So we have to keep our safe distance. you'll see that Quad is currently carrying a Nemesis level 1, and unlike my weapon, his weapon never levels up. So we're going to have a very broken weapon, and we're going to make use of it.
Strafing is the most useful in this area. Because you just get a way overpowered gun that you can use basically on command.
Yeah, we are here to jump on the window. We are very close to getting to one of the final boss conflicts. Because if you thought one single boss with a lot of HP wasn't very good, we have, of course, a multi-phase boss, which we're going to be seeing very soon. Thanks for those drops, game. This is one of the first bosses, and this is the first boss of this area, and wow, I wonder what could it be? It looks like something I've seen in this game before, but I have no idea what. Oh no, and I have to move away because else it can actually hit me. That part is very, very trolly. If you don't move out of the way, the boss is just going to kill you no matter what.
Yeah. Basically like all the other press enemies that we saw. Yeah, it's instant kill.
And here's the final boss of the game, boss. The first phase is very simple. We are going to just jump and jump and jump, and deal damage with Nemesis because it's very fast. There we go. But here comes the most important phase in the run. Orb!
Orb!
Of course, and in this game we fight the orb. We don't like this orb. It could be a better orb. So we're going to fight it. We stand on its ear pretty much, and we spam backwards. The reason we spam backwards is that it allows us to hit both with the blade and the Nemesis. And here comes the second phase of the boss. The orb got very angry. We are very close to... This is the final phase of the boss, so be ready for time. Time should be up very soon. I'm going to take it safe and use my life pot.
Oh yeah, you haven't used it yet, have you?
No, somehow this kind of run is going really well.
Usually I use it around like heavy press. That's awesome though.
And we're going to see if we get the quick kill. Time should be up really soon as we get the fade out. And time!
Nice, good job.
That's it. That was the run. What was the time, by the way?
I'm waiting for the stream to catch up, but I will inform you in a moment. About 1 hour 50.
1 hour 50?
Yeah, 1 hour 50 seconds.
That's PB.
Nice, good job.
That's PB for like 5 seconds, but that's a
Hey,
PB.
it's something.
Yeah. So thank you so much for watching the run, everyone. Thank you for having me here. Thank you for Q Story.
Thanks to Cave Story for existing.
Yeah, thanks to Thunder, he's the world record holder for the category. He's an amazing runner. Thank you to the Cave Story and Cave Story Plus communities. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, staff. Thank you, chat. This was very good. See you next time.
Thanks for coming.